is it, Inside Tourism, and that's exactly where we'll be taking you. In this 9-part mini-series, we'll be going all around the country, inside the heart of the tourism apparatus in Trinidad and Tobago, to find the real people inside tourism. And don't be surprised if you could be it.
Go ahead.
Welcome, I'm Natasha Jones, one of your IT correspondents, and this is it, Inside Tourism. Today we'll be looking at an industry that's all about looking.
And I'm Patty, and we're going to show you how everything's done, start to finish.
1 you a boom, 2 you a boom boom, 3, 4 you a boom down the place boom. You have man heart a beat bodum bodum, bodum bodum, bodum bodum.
When we come back, we'll take a look at how this industry has delicately woven itself into the fabrics of Trinidad and Tobago tourism.
Bodum bodum, bodum bodum. Well, you know how the pretty girl, you pretty plus tax.
With a multi-million-dollar fashion and clothing industry, Trinidad and Tobago can be considered the fashion capital of the Caribbean. Besides income gained from exports to the Caribbean, North America and Europe, purchases are also made right here by visitors.
I love to travel. I've been doing it for years, and this is my 6th visit to Trinidad. I mostly come for work, but I always make time for shopping. How about you come and see while I try on some clothes?
What is that? What? Come on. All right, come again.
Well, like we said, this show isn't actually about the tourist, it's about you.
Hi, I'm over at Radical, and I'm having a chat with Debbie. Debbie, how are you doing?
I'm fine.
Tell me something, do you find a lot of visitors come into your store?
Yes, we have a lot of visitors.
What do you find they like to purchase the most?
Our t-shirts and our Egyptian cottons and our Russian linens.
What kind of feedback do you get from them?
Concerning the fabric,
Concerning anything they purchase?
they love the fabric, the prices, they think that it's great. And our t-shirts especially, they find the prints are unique.
Do you have a regular clientele?
Yes, we have a regular clientele, local and foreigners.
Okay, well thank you very much. By the way, Debbie, did you know you're it? Debbie's another person inside tourism.
This is where the finished product is actually sold, but what about all the people who have worked before the dress reaches the mannequin?
Hi, I'm here at the Mill House on Independence Square and I'm having a chat with Gregory. Hi Gregory, how are you going?
I'm alright, how are you doing?
I'm doing just fine. I love your stuff. Very, very good stuff.
Well, we're trying.
Yeah, well, you're succeeding too. You know, we see a beautiful finished piece of clothing, but nobody really knows what's involved in that process that brings it to this stage. Tell me a little bit about all the people along the way, all the processes involved in creating something as beautiful and finished as this.
Well, firstly it starts with the mind. It starts up here. I said, son, what we're gonna do for this season? We go out. I would take like a day sometime, go out, walk through town, look around for the fabric that I would like to use for that point in time. Then I would come back in, we'd probably run a sample, see how it looks, see how it feels, how it wash. Then we start the whole process all over again. I have to go buy the fabric, sometime myself, bring it down the road.
And you have local suppliers for your fabric?
All the fabric I buy from right downtown.
Right.
Moda Life, Fabric Land, Jimmy Abood, Queensway, sometimes Newfields. So I buy the fabric, I bring it over, I rest it because I'm tired then. So then I'll start, I'll start to cut them. I'll go upstairs to the sewing area.
Right.
It goes to Cassie first, that is the person who lazy work and dart them and mark them off and put on the interface in, and it goes to her first, then it goes on to the machine where Keith and Jeremy and Petra work on. Then it comes back to her, she press them, buttonhole, buttons, finish them, bring them back down the stairs.
Okay, well Gregory, thank you so much. It was a pleasure talking to you. You know, so many people are involved in the process without even realizing they're it, inside tourism. Now, besides high fashion, Trinidad and Tobago, because of its multicultural influences, also boasts a gorgeous range of ethnic wear.
For instance, nowhere else in the Western Hemisphere is the Festival of Lights, Diwali, celebrated like it is in Trinidad and Tobago. Diwali is attracting a new type of tourists, from the cultural and religious tourists to the academics like the anthropologists and theologians. Besides being collector's items in their own right, these ornate garments add to the spectacle, the grandeur and authenticity of this holy festival. Imagine Diwali without the sari and the shalwars. So not only the people who make fashion are inside tourism, but the people who wear it. We're inside tourism. And with me is Mr. Ravi Janwani from Pretanjali's. I'd like to welcome you to the program, Mr. Janwani.
Thank you, Natasha, and thanks for being here with us today in our store at Grand Bazaar.
Thank you, it's my pleasure. I'd like to know, Mr. Janwani, how did you get into this type of business?
Well, growing up as a young boy, I always loved to see a woman dress up looking pretty and nice. And the ethnic Indian wears with a heavy embroidery, with the different colors and styles, with a brilliance, will always make a woman look different from the rest of the Western outfits. And seeing my family backgrounds having the same kind of business, I came here and decided to go into the same business. And always now I see people dress up like yourself in this beautiful outfit from Pretanjali's.
Thank you. But you see a lot of similarities from your culture in New Delhi to here?
Well, there are cultural similarities, but certainly as far as the wearing is concerned, Trinidadians are getting more and more close to their own ethnic identity, and they are wearing more of the Indian wearings. As far as Delhi is going back to the West, and the people in India, especially in Delhi and Bombay, they are going more and more westernized and using the jeans and so on, and the pants and shirts on. Even the girls are what I'm seeing there. So this is the similarities.
Do you find that you have a variety of people that come into your store?
Yes, I am certain about it. We have a variety of sections coming from this. Now Trinidad is a cosmopolitan society, and that is what I love to live here for, because the love people have for each other and the kind of ethnic identities people is still maintaining is a beautiful. When the people coming in my store, is not I'm getting Indians, people come from all races, is Negroes coming. It was a busy time Diwali for us, and I sometimes personally will come and stand up here being the crowd, and I was surprised to see. It's not a surprise for me really, but I just putting a word is people coming from all races, all directions, whether it's white, Indian, Negroes, using these outfits. It's not now identified only with the ethnic Indian outfit now. It's Trinidad. Everybody in this country, when Diwali comes, want to identify themselves as a part of the society, part of the culture.
It's positive to see so many ethnicities really appreciating a culture.
Certainly, but what is most surprising is when the tourists come from America and Europe, and they are so much fascinated with this, and they say they will come back again and buy these outfits. They are not so much of money they have in the possession at this time, so they are attracting. Actually, I will safely say that these fashion outfits, the Asian fashion outfits, is contributing positively to the incoming tourists in this country.
Thank you, sir. Very, very nice talking to Mr. Janwani on Inside Tourism.
Thank you very much, Natasha, for being here.
So now you have the perfect threads. What about what you add to that to complete the picture? The accessories.
I think an accessory is anything that you could add on to your body other than the clothes you're wearing. And they have many categories or classifications, like shoes, scarves, handbags, jewelry, of course. I came through the system like so many other jewelers. I went through the apprentice program at YT Lima. And from there I went to Kupalani and apprenticed there as well. And then of course I got a chance to go away. I went to the local institute as well, which is John Donaldson Technical Institute, for I think 3 years. So I did the whole run. more locals are wearing local accessories generally. Especially through the last 10 years, there's been an increase. And we see locals, I find, wearing much more accessories than before, which were people mostly wore imported stuff. The standard of designing and production of pieces is rising, the quality. And as well, yes, people are appreciating the local themes more. You could always find accessories in designer stores, local designer stores, local craft stores and gift shops, as well as there's an association, the ACE, Association of Craft Entrepreneurs, which is now coming together and really starting to market the locally manufactured goods much more. About 50% of what we do here is for exports, mostly in CARICOM, but we try in the European market and we also try in the American market. Out of all the themes, the tourists, they always go for the sun, sea and sand type of items. Coconut tree and the shell, the fish, the reef, anything from the reef sells well. So once you stick with that, you're guaranteed sales. I get my inspiration from all types of sources, women's magazines, industry magazines, my garden, my music, just driving around, looking around at things. That's it. Can come from anywhere.
And it's a wrap for the first episode of Inside Tourism. And if you ask me, I think we're off to a great start. As we've seen in this episode on fashion, not only the people selling the apparel directly to those tourists are inside tourism, but the people behind the scenes of this multi-million-dollar industry as well. The fashion and apparel industry encompasses everything, from t-shirts to saris, business suits to carnival costumes, from tourings to headwear. This means that the designers, the stitchers, the jewelers and the stylists, the people who work in and run the factories are all inside tourism. They're it too. As we've seen, anything you do to improve yourself or your surroundings has a direct and positive effect on the industry. I'm Natasha Jones. See you next time on Inside Tourism, where you're it.